very warm good morning to all of you. So that introduction was unexpected. Anyway, Lenin played a trick on me. I am very hesitant in talking about me quite often, but this was forced on me by the TV channel people, and I had to give it. Anyway, as a short introduction about me, what I am is because of His grace, and apart from His grace, I am nothing. As was presented in the interview, my beloved mother died on the previous day of my exam. It was a horrifying experience to write the exam the next day. As a matter of fact, she was the motivating force. She was not very educated or anything like that, but she was a visionary. And she wanted me to become an IAS officer that way. I do not know what prompted her and all, but that was her vision. And in fact, my application form was delayed, and I resisted applying for the main examination at that time. She was persuading me, and even though it is belated, why don't you send it? And she made me send it. And by God's grace, that time, the last date was extended, which I didn't know about. So, in a nutshell, she was the guiding force, and she expired on the previous day of the examination. But I didn't want to give another shock to my father, who was already under grief, though I was very much willing not to write the examination. But not writing will be a second blow to my father and also the family members. Therefore, I had to write, whether I liked it or not, whether I was in the right frame of mind or not. And I was very close to my mother. I used to spend the whole time with mother in kitchen. So that way it was too horrifying. So I usually say that, but for God, such a thing is impossible. Quite often I wonder whether I would have got it through had I not passed through that experience. Because God would have spared extra grace on me. Otherwise, this is an examination which now 15 lakhs people are attending, and at that time it was 3 to 4 lakhs. So, very well prepared, those who are grown from the childhood. So, in the right frame of mind, I don't think that I would have cleared it. So, because of the grace of God, I could clear it. There is nothing to boast about it. So, if there is a negative impression has been created, I want to clarify that there is nothing which I can claim. Yeah, this is a very important topic which is given to me. Actually, I was thinking of taking some general sessions here. Then the brethren here insisted that it should be some family messages. Actually, I am not a good preacher or orator, and I usually take general sessions, and therefore taking family sessions is not that a comfortable thing for me. Though I had taken a few sessions here and there, of course under duress, compulsion. Anyway, since the Spirit of God is leading the brethren here like that, I thought that I would try, trusting upon my God to take a few sessions on family. I'm very happy to be back here. In 96 in connection with an election duty, I was posted to Nalgonda. At that time, I came to this assembly 2 times, but most of you were not here. But Appachan was there. I vividly remember the taste of the food I enjoyed in this house, and also the warmth of the fellowship I had. Therefore, I traveled 50 kilometers, more than 50 kilometers, I think, and came the next week also here. So this assembly gives me very fond memories. I am very happy to be here. Coming back to my topic, this is a very important topic. many people are not really enjoying the family life. I would have attended hundreds of camps. I usually refer to myself as a camp laborer. Moving from camp to camp, of course free food is given, so that is not a bad option. I would have been spending maybe 50 to 60 days a year in camps and one-day programs, and Brother Lenin and I together attended a number of camps. That way we had very warm memories about those days. So I am continuing that practice. But let me tell you a secret. The camps or the programs which influence me most are family conferences. See, we are living in air-conditioned rooms with the heater on and sweating out and struggling and not getting proper sleep. At the same time, just a fine-tuning of the whole thing, the equipment, will make it, definitely it is a pleasant thing. So, family life is not enjoyed by most. That is the experience. My experience is was also the same. I couldn't enjoy the maximum at a point of time. I had the opportunity to be ministered by many eminent preachers in the sector, in this topic, and therefore I was blessed a lot. Therefore I am very happy to share a few thoughts here also. Maybe I have a request, maybe in the next session, if we can sit as families, it will be better. This is a general introduction and no problem. Next session we could do that, so that the Acharyans can give a pinch to the Ammamas, and the Ammamas can say something in the ear. Hey Acharya, see, I used to tell you, isn't it? Like that. So maybe in the next session, if the elders permit, we will sit as families. So I'll come to next place. I'll come to the first topic, that is importance of family, a Christian perspective. Next please. Next please. Okay, the biblical concept of family. A family is a group of people who are related by blood, usually related by blood, but when we come to the last sentence, we may see that not related by blood people also may be there in a family, but generally as a definition, the sociological as well as biblical definition of a family makes us say that the people living in a family are related by blood, and they live under a common roof. Generally, they live under a common roof. Some of the members may go out and come in and out, may stay temporarily outside also, but as a definition, they are the inhabitants or sharers of the participants of the same house, or they are under the same roof. Then they have a head to lead. Every family has a head to lead. So there is a family head, the father. In some extended families and joint families, there may be grandfathers playing the role for some time and then gradually shifting to the son and all. But usually it is the husband or father of the family who heads it. Family includes husband, wife, children, parents of the husband, slaves, cattle, and even the strangers within the gate. This is the definition which we read in Exodus 20:10. By the way, I have a small strain in my throat, so please keep praying. For any message to be effective, prayer is the first ingredient. So I request all of you to pray for me. Okay, so Exodus 20:10, while giving the Ten Commandments, God asked all these people and also even cattle to be included in the family. So in the Christian meaning of the family, the father, mother, children, the slaves, and also even strangers within the gate involved are included in the family. Next please. Okay, now we will come to Bible and family. What is the importance given in the Bible? Next please. Yeah, the word families are used 200 times in the Bible. It is oft repeated many times. Whenever something is repeated in the Bible, we are for sure can think that it is a very important topic. The word family is repeated 20 times, and homes, etc. 163 times, many times all. So this is an important theme of the Bible. Then the Bible starts with a marriage. and ends with a marriage. We all know that. So marriage marriage, which is a foundation for the creation of a family, is very much there in the Bible. Next, please. The book of Genesis is the stories of a few families, just like the beads on a string, one after another, starting with Adam, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, like that. It is a bead of strings with many families. Many other books are like that. For example, Kings or Samuel, Kings or Chronicles, we see a number of families connected like that. By the way, I'll leave the presentation here. Those who want to take copies can take it for whatever, what worth does it have. Okay, family is the basic unit of clan, tribe, nation and assembly in the Old Testament times. In the Old Testament we read about clan, tribe, nation, and also the assembly, or the modern terms the church, the assembly of Israelites in the Old Testament times. We read about it in Joshua 7:14 in the context of Achan. So Achan was identified, the person was identified from the higher to lower and finally reached the person. Next, please. Family was created by God. The author of family is God. Since it is an instrument of God, we have to give the same importance. When God creates something, it cannot be meaningless, it cannot be useless, it cannot be pleasureless, it cannot be valueless. It has to be very important. Because it's an institution created by God, we have to give the same importance. Genesis 1:18 we read that God said that it is not good for man to be alone. At that time, Adam was suffering cosmic loneliness. What is cosmic loneliness? The whole cosmos, he was the only man. Wow, it would be wonderful. Suppose I or you are sent to the space, and every good things are there. Every good things. In the modern concept, various good things are there. Secularly, certain good things. Spiritually, other good things. Whatever it is, whatever you mean. All facilities are there, but you are alone. You are going to rotate, to circulate in an orbit for years together. So how pleasant would it be? You have everything. TV is there, good bed is there, food is there, tasty food is there, and you have some technology to make whatever food you want. Just push a button or give a command in the computer, you will get whatever you want. How pleasant would it be? That is cosmic loneliness. Adam was suffering cosmic loneliness. He was alone. There was nobody else. At that time, God said that it is not good for man to be alone. So, family is very important, which can drive away the cosmic loneliness. This cosmic loneliness is there in everybody, to a greater extent or a smaller extent. A part of, a slice of that is there in everybody. So, God created family to drive away the cosmic loneliness of Adam. So it is a very important instrument of God, and it is innovated by God, created by God. It is His institution. But we have to think about it. Are we giving the same importance? Is family an optional extra? Is work more pleasurable? Let me spend more time in work and lesser time at home. Is family so important? Are you treating the family as a very important institution? As a primary thing in our life? Or it is a dispensable thing? I also have to have a family. I am 20, 25, 30, 40. I have to have a family. Without a family, I may not get food. There will be nobody to wash my dress. Is it the approach which is being taken by believers also? We have to examine ourselves. If you are not giving the proper importance to family, you are committing a sin. Because family is created by God, giving so much of emphasis, so much of importance, and the Bible itself is a family story, and God likes living in a community. He is a triunity. So God wanted people also live in relationship or in plurality. So it is an idea very close to the chest of God. And are we giving the same importance? Our family is a place for fighting together? Is it a place to satisfy our ego? Place to satisfy our selfishness or our status or whatever it is? We have to examine ourselves. Is our family the most important possession we have in this universe? Is it? We have to examine ourselves. If we have ignored the family in any way, we have gone to the clubs or friends or whatever it is, instead of the family, or concentrated on work more unnecessarily, or out of greed, ignoring the family, these are all sins. We have to repent and get clear of those sins. Next please. So, yeah, the commandments, 10 commandments and family, all the 4 points may be put. Okay, so many of the 10 commandments, 10 commandments are how many? 10 anyway. Okay, out of that, 4 are related to family, some bearing on family. Second commandment, children tend to follow the example of their parents, where parents, it is said that from generation to generation, certain punishments for certain sins are going to be there. Generation is especially. Why is this? Because the children are going to imitate the parents. In the Bible you may see a number of genealogies, isn't it? Quite often we may skip many pages together when the genealogies come, right? In the book of First Chronicles, 5-6 chapters are like that. We'll close 5-6 almost 10 pages together and flip over, right? Boring. God is telling a very important message to you and me. There it is said that so and so is the son of so and so, and he was a good man. And then in some places it is said that so and so is the son of so and so, and he was a bad man. What is the implication? The parents have definite influence on the moral qualities and spiritual qualities of their children. He served God and his children served God. In many of the incidents, the parents are related to the children and their moral qualities are compared. Therefore, if our children are going astray, definitely we have a responsibility. We are responsible for sending them asunder. Dear brothers and sisters, the first commandment, the second commandment, fourth commandment, the Sabbath, that is a rest day for the whole family. What is this rest? Ultimately, this rest is a higher spiritual condition. When we come to Hebrews 4 and all, what is that Sabbath for which we are waiting? It is a high level of spiritual condition, higher spiritual level. So that is the rest. So when we grow in the Lord, we come to a higher level of rest. That is a spiritual rest. So the fourth commandment is a spiritual rest for the whole family. The whole family can attempt to achieve a higher spiritual level. It does mean that. The rest is for the whole family. The father is enjoying a higher spiritual rest or higher spiritual level. He is enjoying the presence of God in every moment. But the mother doesn't, or a son doesn't, or a daughter doesn't. No. The fourth commandment anticipates that all of the members of the household should enjoy the rest. The New Testament rest is higher spiritual condition or higher spiritual level. Okay, then the fifth commandment, children of any age have responsibility towards their parents. That is well known. But what is happening now? In the practical scenario of the present day, it is not possible for many. But this is a sad thing. Then the 10th commandment, admire your own spouse, not the neighbors. That is a commandment which cannot be seen by anybody. First 10 commandments can be, 9 commandments, a violation can be caused. But this is a secret commandment. Love or esteem your own spouse above everybody else. So, 4 of the 10 commandments have a bearing on families. So it is so important to God. Why am I ignoring it then? He didn't want to mince words. He restricted his commandments to 10. Out of that 10, the God written 10 commandments out of 10. There is something to talk about the families in 4. It is very important to God. If you and I are not giving real emphasis to the family, we are violating the 10 commandments of God. Or the desire of God, the plan of God. Next please. Yeah, the individual and family. We will come to individual. Your family is your support system. Your family is a support system for you. So that is the first point. Whenever you are in grief, whenever you are in dishonor, whenever you are in passing through temptations, trials and all, the family is a support system. When the children, the other sons told Jacob that Joseph is dead, he was in utter grief. His family came and they wanted to console him. It is a support system for anybody. Just think about it. We may be thinking as our friends as our support system. We may be thinking that the fellow workers and the colleagues in the office to be the support system. We may think that the organization is our support system. No. The support system which functions most efficiently and effectively is the family. At the time of distress, at the time of failure, at the time of problems, yes, the family stays together. The family is the most important support system for a believer. Then your family loves you in a way no one can. Your family loves you in a way no one can. They are 3 a.m. people. You can call them anytime. If you are away, if you are in a problem, you can call them anyway. They are there to attend your phone calls. They are always ready. They are ready to spare anything for the comfort of the family. So they love you like no one else. Quite often we may substitute things with this 21 is about David, wandering, fearing Saul and all. So his parents are with him and they are together. So the parent, he is like a fugitive running away from his land. Though he was a mighty warrior and all, now he is a failed man. But his parents and his children and all those people are along with him. They really love him. The initial army of David was essentially his kins in the household, parents, children, then some cousins like Joab and Abishai, and also some people who had debts and all these things, some 600 people. Those who loved him, those who remained with him was essentially the family. They are the 3 a.m. people for you. Next please. Your family gives you a sense of belonging. Your family gives you a sense of belonging. Yes, I belong to that family. I belong to that family. I am a member of that family. You can feel the belongingness always. This is about the so-called prodigal son. He was away, wandering in the midst of all filth. So at that time, some realization dawned in his mind, in his brain, and he thinks about his family. Family is the real place where you have belongingness. If it is a club, if you don't pay, they will send you out. If you are depending on the office as a place of belonging, they may give you a pink chit or whatever it is, I do not know. Or your friends, they may show displeasure on one fine morning based on their estimation of things. The family is the last fort which is going to be deserted by you. This is the closest place, or this is the place which gives you belongingness. This man, while he was wandering and while he was facing a lot of problems, he remembered about his family, because family is the place to which he belongs. The belongingness I am a member of my family. Yes, my son, my daughter, my wife, my children, my parents. Yes, about no other institution you can talk about it. You can legitimately talk about the family. There is no unspiritualness in considering the family as my belonging place or my place. There is nothing wrong because it is a God established institution for this purpose. When you are considering family as the place of your belongingness, you are just reiterating God's mind. Therefore, this is the place which gives you a sense of belongingness. Then your family entertains you. Your family makes your life enjoyable. There may be failures, there may be successes. You can celebrate with your family members. There is in Luke 15:23 we talk about the return of coming back of the prodigal son. Then John 12:1 and 11:33, that is about Lazarus. They are enjoying in 11:33, John 11:33. It was a time of sorrow. They were together. They were weeping, but they were together. And in 12:1, they are celebrating. There is a big party. Lazarus is also in the party. Jesus is the chief guest. They are celebrating resurrection of their brother. So, family is a place where you can really entertain yourself. This entertainment may not be the rubbish which is available outside the world. In a bar or in an opera, you may get certain entertainment which gives you prick of conscience. Among the friends, you may get some entertainment which gives you prick of conscience, and it may ultimately ruin you. This is a genuine place where you can celebrate your sorrows and happiness together. So this is a wonderful place. It is an important place. Next place. Then your family helps you to take decisions. Family is a decision support system. In 2 Kings 4:10, one lady is telling her husband that, see, one godly man is coming every now and then into our place. Let us construct a first floor. Just a small room, upper room or whatever it is. Then they took a decision and then they habitated him there in a small place with a small table and other facilities. They would have spent in today's money value maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. It was a very important decision. But the family took the decision together. This led to a lot of blessings in their life, isn't it? They got a child. They could see the resurrection of the child. They would have been a special people. The people all around would have been looking unto them. Oh, what a special people are they? Their dead one rose again. What is the decision? The family together took a decision. Under the wise advice, the head of the family agreed to the advice, and finally they were habitating one of the greatest prophets of Israel. So, family helps you in decision making. Quite often the menfolk may not like it, but let me tell you, it is always wise to listen to the advice of the family members, even children. That will give you a sort of lateral thinking, so that a balanced decision can be taken. They know your weaks and strengths, and therefore they will help you to take the sound decision in your life. Next please. Yeah, the family lets you grow and learn. In Proverbs 4:1-7, attaining wisdom. The father has a role, the mother has a role. So the members of the family has a role. You grow in wisdom day by day. Wisdom given by God. The spiritual wisdom, godly wisdom. Every day you grow from strength to strength. The family is a place where a lot of learning to take place. Now I see my children. I am interested in apologetics and all. So we discuss a lot of apologetics. Now gradually they have shifted to apologetics. Now last month they attended a conference in Chennai, 15 days or 10 days or something like that. So they are deep into that. What happened? We talk a lot of things, spiritual things in our dining table and other fora in the family. The children are developing taste in that. Whether it is good or bad, apologetics is good or bad or useful or that you may judge. But what I am saying is, you influence your children in their spiritual edification. House is a university for the members of the family to grow. Even the husband may get certain things, feedback from the wife. Wife may get from husband. The wife may go and attend a meeting. She will come up and sum you about what was transpiring there. You get some insights. The husband teaches the wife. The children are taught by the husband. So, house is the best university for spiritual nourishment. Then your family helps you to celebrate. It's a place of celebration. They are looking for some occasion. And when there is something to be celebrated, that is again Deuteronomy 14:26. There it is said that you can go to any place and kill your animals and celebrate. You are expected to enjoy your life. Quite often we may think that the Christian life is to be an ascetic life with no fun and no enjoyment, no entertainment. It is not like that. You have to balance. Everything, as we read in 1 Timothy 6:23, everything is given for your enjoyment. But when you enjoy, you have to ensure that you are gaining foundation in the kingdom of God also. There is a balancing process. Anyway, that is not our topic now. So, house is the place for enjoyment. In Psalms 103:2-5, there are a number of benefits given by God. There are a number of unknown benefits. I still remember an incident which happened in connection with some of the brothers in our assembly. They were going for a house visit. Immediately rain came. They got beneath a shade, sunshade. Then the nearby shopkeeper shouted at them and they came out. Then a person on a bullock cart came and he went to the same place and stood there. And in 1 minute, before the shopkeeper getting time to shout at him, the whole sunshade came down on him and he died. This should have happened to the other 2 believers, 3 believers, plus the cartman. 4 should have died on that day, but 3 escaped and 1 died. Had they not seen that incident, they wouldn't have understood. In our case, there may be a number of such things getting away from us without our knowledge. God is protecting us. He is giving us a lot of benefits every day. He is saving us from a number of sins, number of problems, some number of troubles, number of accidents. God is helping us every day. Without His provision, we cannot survive a single moment. So we have enough things to celebrate. So the Christians are expected to be the happiest fellows around. Next please. Your family builds you up spiritually. Ephesians 6:1-4, that is about children. Deuteronomy 6:5-6, that's about everybody. We have to teach actively. House is a university. It is a college. It is a place of teaching. Spiritual nourishment. Is it happening like that? I do not know. The TV may be on 24 into 7 hours. Or some other things. Even the evening and morning prayer may not be there. Let apart discussing spiritual things and reading together and studying together. The household, the family is expected to be such a place. Your family builds you up spiritually. It graduates you. The church compared to the family has very limited role. Because you are going to the church once a week or twice a week. But you are in the family 24 into 7. So the house is expected to be a place where you are taught various things. Many disciplines like quiet time, prayer, worship, fellowship, giving, hospitality, Bible reading, etc., etc. Most of the spiritual disciplines are taught at home, not at church. Now what is happening is, we entrusted this job to the church. Church is expected to supplement it and put the icing on the cake. But now it is other way around. Why children should be taught and should be trained and if possible fed by the assembly. That is the attitude of many people. No. House is the place. Next place, your family helps you in your ministry. The Sakulas and Priscilla. Timothy 3:4, that's about the elders. And elders, qualification is to have a good family. Well-administered family. See, the training of an elder involves training of running a family. Quite often family life we see as a routine, mundane. What is its connection with spiritual life? Nothing. But if you read all these portions connected with the qualifications of elders, deacons, etc., the experience in leading the family in the proper way is an important qualification, and seeing it other way around, it is a training for anybody to the seat of eldership. Next please. Then your family helps you out in hospitality. So if the wife is not helpful, hospitality may not be possible at all. It will be very difficult. And there is an incident happened somewhere in the Middle Travancore. The father used to be a very hospitable man. He would support everybody, bring everybody home. One day, this man brought some 2-3 guests. There was nothing in the kitchen. So sitting in the front room, drawing room, he asked in loud voice to the wife, asked whether there is something to be given to this servants of God. This is a real incident. I know the name of the family and the people and all, but I don't want to mention for obvious reasons. And the mother from the wife from the kitchen said that there is planting in Malayalam. Varghese is a very negative. Then he said, yeah, you boil some of those and give to them. Hospitality without the support of all members, especially the wife. Husband and wife should be one. Otherwise, hospitality will not take place. Let me tell you, our houses should be open homes. It is not our place alone. It is a place for strangers to come in. That's what the 10 Commandments says. Then he becomes a member of your family. I once read about Francis Schaeffer. He had a ministry. He had an ashram type thing known as Labri in Switzerland. So many hippies used to come. His specialization was hippie hospitality. These fellows will spend some 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks and all. At times, they may give fire, put fire to the bed and all and go. And again, poor Schaeffer will rebuild it and invite the next hippie to do the same. Or something different, we do not know. Dear brothers and sisters, our homes are not our exclusive places. It is a place for our ministry. This is a commandment of God. Hebrews 13:2. That is a specific commandment. Open your doors. Your houses, your homes are not yours, your own. It is a tool for your ministry. It is for refreshing other people, other believers, even strangers. So the family should be together. We read about Abraham. When those 3 angels came, he ran into the kitchen, took Sarah into confidence. He does something, Sarah does something else. They didn't have any children at that time. They are hosting, acting as model hosts together. Then God would have felt that this fellow has a shortage. Some children also should be there to take hot water and give to them, or coffee or tea or something like that. Oh, God would have thought that, oh, this family would have been wonderful had there been a child also to serve. And you will be telling. See, brothers and sisters, our whole family has important roles to play in hospitality. If you are not hospitable, you are not obeying God's commandments. Let your houses be open houses. In one marriage, I was asked to felicitate, and I told that you should buy every other equipments and or utensils and all, but don't buy one thing, that is a lock. Let your house be open, home be open. Dear brothers and sisters, let our hearts be open and let our homes be open, so that it will be a place of ministry. Then your family helps you in giving. See, you have to give beyond your capacity, beyond your reach, beyond your power. That is the expectation of God. 2 Corinthians 2:3, Romans 12:8. There are a number of portions about giving. We are expected to give and create foundation in heaven. You can smuggle everything you have here to heaven. Quite often we say that we brought nothing and we cannot take anything to heaven. It is other way around. We can take everything to heaven. The only condition is that you have to use it for His glory. Then everything will be added to the foundation in heaven. Dear brothers and sisters, our giving is very important. Let it grow every day, every month, every year. They say that Colgate pays some 47% or something like that in tithe. One missionary from Africa came to Trivandrum once, and he was paying 95% at that time. His aim was to increase it to 99%. Giving. Are we so selfish that we are not bothered about the needy around us? Are we not bothered about the strengthening our foundation in heaven? But if you are serious about heaven, the family is very important. Next please. Yeah. Your family helps you pull through failures and make sure that you are never lonely. It takes away your loneliness. With success inevitably comes failures. So during time of loss in your life, the family stays with you. Then your family provides for your needs, including the time you spend in your mother's womb, and in every way your material needs are met by the family. So family is very, very important, because family remain with you at the time of failures, and family spends their time for you. It is a time where mutual care, mutual spending of time, mutual encouragement, mutual edification, that is possible. Next please. Yeah, your family helps you pull through. Okay. So I'll close it here. So I was trying to communicate that family is a vital institution created by God. You cannot ignore it by any stretch of imagination. If you are ignoring it, you are violating a commandment of God, a will of God, and you are living in sin. So we have to consider our life. Is family so important to me? Am I giving the due position to it? Something else is taking its position? Friends, office, club, TV, mobile, social media? What will they bring? They usually bring peril only. They usually bring divorces. They usually bring separations. They usually bring problems at home. They usually bring strife at home. They usually bring wants at home. Dear brothers and sisters, is family the most important institution as far as you are concerned? If not, you are living in sin. You cannot ignore something for which God gives so much of emphasis. God is talking again and again about the importance of house, home, family in the Word of God. So let us examine ourselves and surrender ourselves to the feet of God, so that we will give enough importance to family. Thank you.